Sonic Shuffle is a good game, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. For those of you who don't know, Sonic Shuffle was Sega's answer to the first 3 Mario Party titles released around the same time frame and developed in part by the same company that actually made the first few Mario Party games, Hudson Soft. But for some reason, while everyone has fond memories of Mario Party from their youth, Sonic Shuffle is considered one of the lower points in Sonic's history, and apparently Sega agreed because not only did they never try to make a game similar to Sonic Shuffle ever again, but they've never even bothered to re-release it so it could see the light of day past the Dreamcast era. Interestingly enough, based on what I've seen, early leaks back in 2005 indicated that the Sonic Gems collection would have included Sonic Shuffle, but the game was removed at the last minute, which frankly is disappointing, because in spite of all the snarky comments made by other game reviewers out there, Sonic Shuffle isn't a bad game. In fact, I dare say it's pretty darn good, and the folks who are complaining about it are just doing so because it's considered cool to make fun of Sonic for doing stuff that Mario did first. So what snarky comments are being made? Well, let me give you a few examples.
I'm sure it's gonna be great. I also might drown next turn, by the way, because I thought that I would get the air bubble, but he walked past the air bubble and didn't absorb it.
Is that
it? Is that the emerald?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what we're here for. And I'm gonna land on a big mallet.
Oh, wait. You have to land on it.
What kind of game is this?
The kind of game where it doesn't do 3/4 of the playing for you. You actually have to direct the character on where you want to go and choose the right card for the objective. Speaking of cards, why weren't yours visible? Aren't you using an emulator? Where's the virtual VMU? And if you aren't using an emulator and somehow are playing on a real Dreamcast, then your card should be visible if you don't have a VMU.
Welcome to Imaginary World.
Imaginary World? Imaginary World? How do I even make a joke about that? But it doesn't stop there. This is Lumina Flowlight, and she's a fairy thing with head tits? I don't even know.
First of all, yes, Imaginary World, what's the big deal? It's no less cheesy or weird than the Mushroom Kingdom. Also, rude, now we're just making fun of character designs? Don't have anything more original than that?
Honestly, I don't even care anymore. I'm not even trying. I've been playing this game for 2 hours. No, literally 2 hours, and I haven't gotten past the first stage, so I refuse to care.
I don't think you'd enjoy playing single-player Mario Party for 2 hours either unless you had a really good reason to. Party games aren't Mii games, they're Wii games, and I'm not talking about Nintendo Wii. That's why Sonic Shuffle tried to offer a legitimate story mode to give an incentive to actually play the single player. You can argue the story isn't that interesting, sure, but something is better than nothing.
But at last, we can enjoy our Sonic Shuffle experience. Wow, holy is this boring?
Again, the game doesn't play for you. You're gonna have to actually think a little bit about what you're doing. If that's the reason people like Mario Party more than Sonic Shuffle, because they can just tune out whenever they darn well please, that doesn't feel like it's a point in Mario Party's favor. Also, why are your cards invisible? Of course the game is gonna suck if you're just randomly picking cards like you're rolling a dice. The game isn't designed to just stop you when you reach an important space, hence the card system.
These kind of nonsensical minigames not work as well for Sonic as they do for Mario. Like, randomly being on a... This doesn't make as much sense.
I think a party game can work for anybody, as long as the games are good.
I know, but Mario kind of has this thing where Mario kind of... These characters work are in every situation.
Yeah.
So that this makes it makes a little bit more sense if Mario were doing this kind of thing, whereas if, like... I don't buy it as much with Sonic for some reason.
What?
DJ Amy with all the hottest tunes in Mobius.
Lay off the slow speed. My bad. I know it's light speed, but Amy is actually not a mix master DJ. Do we have a DJ name for Amy Rose?
Oh wait, so hold on. You don't actually win. We're not winning rings in this.
It's 1 versus 3, yeah.
You guys are terrible.
And you don't actually.
Well, I don't know what to do.
Did you even bother to read the instructions? I know you did. You cycled through them. And now you're playing the game, and I can tell that you're not following them, because if you were actually doing what it told you to do, the little red bar down there would be reacting to the DJ's movements, and you would be trying to move away from the electric shocks at the edge of the CD. It's not the game's fault you're all rookies. Also, you just admitted it makes more sense for Mario to do random stuff than Sonic, which tells me that if you palette swapped Mario characters into this game, you would magically start having more fun. Internal bias is a very real thing.
What? Why? What did I do? I don't understand. Why?
You went all the way to the other side of the board. Are you even trying? And again, why can't you see your cards? All right, that's enough. You get the idea. To be clear, I do not have anything personally against any of these content creators struggling to play the game, so I don't want anyone to go into the comment section and harassing anybody, but it is indicative of the problem I'm trying to highlight. Sure, it might be amusing to see a bunch of friends laughing at the ridiculousness of a game, but if you're going to talk about the merits of the game itself, at least do your due diligence and play the game the way it's meant to be played to the best of your ability. My brother and I played a few games of Sonic Shuffle with our friends to get B-roll for this video, but because he actually knows how to properly use the emulator we played it on, he activated the virtual VMUs so we could see our cards. Mind you, even like this, it's still not totally right. Each player is only supposed to see their own cards, not everyone's at once. But that's what the game does to make up for when one or more players don't have VMUs. That's why the shuffle button exists, so your opponents can't just swipe one of their cards whenever they darn well please. There's going to be some risk involved even if it's not totally blind. Oh, the game is called Sonic Shuffle! Ha! Go figure. But this is why it's so frustrating when I see video titles like Sonic Shuffle Sucks, or We Played Sonic Shuffle so you don't have to. That immediately tells me you've already decided the game is awful before you even started, and you're going into it with a negative, hateful mindset. How are you supposed to have fun if you already decided before you even boot the game up that you're gonna be miserable? There are so many people acting like Sonic Shuffle is so much worse than Mario Party in every possible way. Mind you, I'm not even trying to make the argument that Sonic Shuffle is better than Mario Party. It's just a good game on its own. But here we have Mario Party being treated like it was some perfect paragon of party games. Oh, but wait, apparently it wasn't. Let's read some reviews from when the game's first released. And who better to highlight negative reviews of adversaries than the one, the only, Dr. Ivo Robotnik. Doctor, the floor is yours.
Mark my words. I'll have more than the floor once my plans come to fruition. Now then, as much as it pains me to look back on old failed plans, I do find enjoyment in tearing down those who are so clearly inferior. So by all means, let's begin! I stepped up to this review as a video game veteran, ready for anything. I've played every single N64 title out there, and have seen many sights and sounds. But even with this experience behind me, I wasn't prepared for what lurked within this N64 release. No game has assaulted me with this kind of ferocity, and no game has taken as many jabs below my belt as Mario Party. It seriously hurts to play this title. And no, it's not designed specifically for children. Even the kiddies will find Mario Party and its plethora of mini-games to be extremely boring and more of a chore than anything else. Heck, if I was a kid again, I'd run from this game like I would a spanking. As a matter of fact, I'd probably bite my lip and take the spanking rather than play this god-awful game again. I can't say I was thrilled with Mario Party 3 at first. I made the fatal mistake of trying to give the single-player story mode a chance. It's a decent way to practice, but it's insane as to how much watching you do. You even watch your opponents play minigames all the time. Also, moving around the board becomes very tedious and boring quite quickly. So, as far as single-player goes, I think it better be classified as a tutorial mode. The multiplayer mode is where all the fun lies. Gather up 3 guys around the office, throw in some unsaid aggression, and the fun factor immediately goes up. This is what Mario Party has always been about. So, while there's nothing really new about the franchise, there are 70 brand new mini-games. For me, it makes a very worthwhile rental with some friends. I would only consider buying this if I had 3 siblings who were addicted to the N64, or had a family that would benefit from it. I suggest you take the same approach. My, so it seems that my little excursion into Imaginary World wasn't the only thing under scrutiny back then. As enjoyable as it is to verbally assault petty rivals, I have no more time to waste. World domination waits for no one. Dr. Eggman has left the building!
Now, wasn't that more fun than me reading the reviews myself? You're welcome, everyone. Now, you might say I just cherry-picked the bad reviews, and you'd be right. But the point being made is the reception wasn't as picture perfect as we're led to believe. The games all had the same problem of being boring when in single player mode, but an absolute blast when playing with friends. Because, you know, it's a party game meant for parties. Who pops in Mario Party to play by themselves when there are free-to-play mobile games today that probably have the same quality as the minigames held within? But what about when the games first came out, you may ask? Well, it was a simpler time. Friends actually came over after school to play back then, and there was no reason why you couldn't find 3 friends to play with. So the point is moot. The entire purpose of Mario Party is to play with friends and find the most effective way to screw each other over, only for all those efforts to go to waste as the bonus stars randomly thrust the player who was lagging in last place the whole time to victory, making the entire game pointless. But then I guess the moral of the story is that it's not about the destination, but the journey itself. Or, you know, I'd like being good at the game to actually matter and not have the results entirely dictated by the randomly appearing blocks in the air that have stars in them, or some other entirely uncontrollable factor that makes actually playing the game a complete waste of time.
This game has no winners.
No, there are no winners.
There are only people who lose less.
Minigame star.
Oh my god.
I have the coin star, I know that.
Oh my god!
It's just the happening star.
You can't be kidding.
No, even if Daisy gets it. Luigi and Daisy, I have more coins than Daisy.
No, you only have 2 stars though.
No, I got, no.
No, he got both stars.
I got both the pointy and the...
Oh my god.
No, but you didn't have any stars on the map though.
Yeah, I had 1.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Please God,
You're gonna
please
tell
God,
me
please
you had
God,
a clean
please
sweep
don't kill
of
me.
the entire Mario Party 3.
Jesus Christ. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable.
You son of a...
It doesn't work that way! He doesn't win!
I hate everything.
Christ!
I had one condition that was Luigi.
The entire fucking game going in circles. It's like the equivalent of Homer Simpson doing cartwheels on the kitchen floor.
There is nothing
and you
good
still
or sacred
won.
or holy in this world. Hell, there isn't anything even half decent every once in a while. There's just pain. Fucking suffering.
Turkey! Get this, guys. I'm going to spin him out in circles for 20 turns. I'm going to win. Then I'm going to
If
do a
I
triple
had
axel.
thrown that mini game, you would have lost.
Yep. Let's look at the detailed results.
Oh my god.
Oh.
How did this happen?
It came down to the coins.
Yep.
4 chance times.
3 Bowsers.
This game, man. Mario Party.
Mario
Seriously,
Party.
I don't know
We're
why
doing
we
Sonic Shuffle next year.
I don't know why we play this shit.
Anarchy.
Is it funny to watch when stuff like that happens? Sure. If you're not one of the players playing, or if you don't really care if you win or not. For anyone with a competitive streak, like me, losing like that is the absolute worst. But for casual gamers, it's fine. And I imagine that's the biggest problem people have with Sonic Shuffle underneath all the bluster about how it's inferior to Mario Party as a gameplay experience. It's a party game where you actually have to pay attention to what's happening if you want a decent shot at winning. Now, there are some legitimate criticisms I will accept. If you want to say that the original load times of the Dreamcast were overbearing, I'll give you that. The first 3 Mario Party games didn't have that problem because they were on cartridges instead of discs, and the buzzing of the Dreamcast did get annoying after a while. I remember growing up trying to smother the console with a pillow in desperate hopes that my mother wouldn't hear it and catch me playing Sonic Shuffle when I was supposed to be doing schoolwork. Spoiler, it didn't work. If you want to say that the music is bad, that's a subjective opinion and some will disagree, but the opinion is valid because everyone's tastes are different. Personally, I like the more chill and sometimes even foreboding tones the game offers. It matches the dreamlike aesthetic that Sonic Shuffle goes for. Some people classify it as tasteless and atonal enough to provoke physical reactions, like little tiny headaches or a gnawing in the pit of one's stomach. I didn't make that up. That was literally a review given for the game back in the early internet days on Planet Dreamcast. To each their own. I will even admit that sometimes the game is unclear on instructions and leaves it up to the player to find things out. For instance, there is no prior warning in Nature Zone that if you happen to step on a space hovering over the river, you may or may not end up falling in and getting spit out of a pipe on a different part of the map. and some of the minigame instructions could be a little clearer, like how Sonic Live is based on timing of the spotlights rather than trying to figure out the rhythm of the music. Or in Shoddy Work, where a player might be tempted to fill in the middle of the shape, but in reality the outline is more important. Or the entire multiplayer duel system, where players have to fight for either the highest or lowest total score, and the wild cards all have special meanings, but the game moves so fast that it basically turns into a random button masher more than a game of strategy. Those are all valid points that can lead to certain element of randomness. But here's my question to counter that. Comparing it to the first 3 Mario Party games, which are the games that were out during Sonic Shuffle circulation, how is Shuffle's randomness any different than Mario Party's randomness? Again, if I lose because I made a mistake in Sonic Shuffle, then at least I know I can get better and try again, and I'll likely find a way to win. In Mario Party, it really doesn't matter how good I am at a game or not. All someone has to do is get lucky, and they can swap stars, coins, or just land on the right space a certain amount of times, and they get bonus points that decide they're the superstar of the day, even if they never won a single minigame. At that point, I would just feel cheated and not want to play anymore. Am I missing something? Do I just not get it? If I'm gonna play a game, I'd like to win. If I want to let fate decide, I'll play the lottery and try to get some money out of it. So what else does Sonic Shuffle have going for it that Mario Party doesn't? Well, Sonic Shuffle attempts to give the player some incentive to play the single party campaign by giving the player a story to try and play through. Is it a grand and epic tale of heroism like Sonic Adventure before it? No, not even close. But it's something. I gave a generalized breakdown during my video of how I would connect Sonic Shuffle to Sonic Dream Team, but I'll also go ahead and give an overview here too. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy are transported to Imaginary World.
A world created from the dreams of those from other dimensions.
And this is where the snark quickly begins. First, Amy says this after falling out of a dark portal and landing rather awkwardly.
Forget about Sonic! Just look at my clothes!
Keep in mind, as much as Amy idolizes Sonic, she's still very much a girly girl. It's not that out of the ordinary for her to be upset about her clothes being dirty in the heat of the moment. Seriously, not that big a deal.
Who are you?
Okay, admittedly we could have done without that, but again, it was a product of its time. Lumina gives the heroes a brief overview of the history and origin of Imaginary World and tells them how a creature by the name of Void destroyed the Precious Stone, the source of power for this dimension, and Lumina recruits Sonic and his friends to gather the shattered pieces from the corrupted dream worlds, which are the game boards. Then Knuckles says this.
Well, I've got nothing better to do.
I would just like to point out, technically right now, that's true. The Master Emerald is nowhere to be found since they're currently Imaginary World and not their own dimension. Should it have been worded that way? Probably not, but given the circumstances, again, not that big a deal. As Sonic and friends take down nightmares, dealing with Eggman's trolling all the while, and by the way, if you're curious as to why Eggman is even involved, you should check out my aforementioned Shuffle Dream Team video where I offer a hypothetical answer. After each board where the player is victorious, they receive a cutscene where the chosen character will confront Void and get the chance to learn more about what makes Void tick. It's treated as a mystery, a puzzle to be unraveled. Where did Void come from? Why is Void so cryptic while talking? Does it make sense in a strange sort of way? It's designed to try and prompt the player to keep going to finally reveal the truth at the very end, where it's revealed that Void is the last missing piece of the Precious Stone, and that's ultimately what allows them to save the day. You can argue the execution of the story leaves a lot to be desired, but considering it's supposed to be a multiplayer party game at its core, I admire the effort that was put into making it worth the player's while to go through. It's fully voiced by the same returning cast from Sonic Adventure, with the exception of Michael McGarren, who voiced Knuckles in SA1 and is now secretly replaced by Ryan Drummond, who also voices Sonic in the English version of the game. Why do I say secretly? I'll let Drummond explain himself.
Yeah. It was actually really fun. Because I spend so much time talking
Way up here like this.
and so it was kind of fun just to do something that was a little bit different.
I got chills. Can you do that again?
No.
And so some of you know this story, I'm sure, but when they auditioned for Sonic Shuffle, they had us all do it, and it was a blind audition. So the people who were choosing the voices didn't know who it was. They were listening to sound files and saying who they liked. And they happened to pick me for Sonic, and then they also picked me for Knuckles, and they didn't realize it was the same person. And at the time, Sega had this thing where they were like, we don't want one actor doing more than one voice. And so Lonnie Manella, who John just mentioned, she came in and she was just like, okay, here's the situation. They picked you for 2 of these roles. Would you like to do both? And I said, yeah, of course I'd like to do both. And she said, okay, so Sonic is being voiced by Ryan Drummond, but Knuckles is being voiced by...
Ryan Drummond!
And I said,
Jaleel
well, my
White.
middle name is Sean. And she was like, okay, great. And she's like, what's a good last name? And I looked around the room, and there was something chrome over the wall, and I was like, Silver? And she said, okay. Knuckles is being voiced by Sean Silver, not Ryan Drummond, Sean Silver. And so I did the whole thing, and then Sega found out about it after the game was released, and they were really pissed off at me.
Oh, man.
No, it's all good. They just fired me, and
that's when I got the job.
Just a little fun fact for y'all. Now we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what makes Sonic Shuffle the game that it is. Again, the main differences between this game and Mario Party is that there is a lot more strategy that goes into Sonic Shuffle than its more beloved counterpart. With Mario Party, you roll dice to get random numbers and the game dictates what direction you go in, with the player only having to occasionally add input to change direction at certain designated spots on the map. It's a lot simpler, sure, but at that point your chances of winning are almost entirely up to luck. If you're into that sort of thing, more power to you. Sonic Shuffle has the aforementioned card system, and in single player, your cards are always visible while the computer's cards are hidden. You have complete control over which direction you go in and how you want to play the game, and you have to actively land on the spot you want by choosing the right card number or a combination of cards if using some of the proper force jewels, which are Shuffle's versions of items from Mario Party. It's at this time I should probably address one of the biggest criticisms of Sonic Shuffle, and that is the computer AI. Even during my recent games with Orion while recording B-roll, I was shocked at how often the computer players easily swiped my cards in spite of all my best efforts to shuffle as fast as I could. However, it should be noted that in spite of the computer's undeniably unfair card choosing methods, I've never actually lost solely to the computer in single player that I can remember, even if they're on a higher difficulty. If I did lose, it's usually because my brother won, not the CPU. The difficulty of the computer is mostly based on how effectively they choose and use cards, but if you're able to actually get good at the minigames and use force jewels effectively, you should be able to beat the computer pretty easily every time, particularly on easy mode, which they're almost always on. The single player campaign is also how you unlock the extra 4 playable characters for the multiplayer mode. As Sonic Adventure had just come out, the number of characters to choose from was more limited than it would have been had it been released today. By collecting rings in the single player and then spending them on photos you can unlock in the Sonic's room menu, you will eventually be able to unlock Big the Cat, E102 Gamma, Super Sonic, and a random Chao. Frankly, I would have chosen Tikal or Chaos to be the last unlockable character, but that's just me. Something else that sets Sonic Shuffle apart from Mario Party is that all of the characters actually have their own unique traits that sets them apart from everyone else. In Mario Party, it doesn't really matter which character you pick because in the end, they're all exactly the same except for their appearance. But in Sonic Shuffle, the character you choose will actually have an impact on what you're able to do in-game. For example, Sonic has the ability to use a spin dash to increase the number of spaces he can move if he uses the same number card 2 turns in a row. That makes traversing the board much faster, which matches his character. In the case of Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, they have their own designated spaces around each of the 5 playable boards where they can take shortcuts to help them get to their destination, and no other character can use their spaces except for them. So where does that leave the unlockable characters? Super Sonic, being the powered-up form of Sonic, can use the Lightspeed Dash, which is just the spin dash again, but now if you use the same number card more than twice in a row, you can just keep dashing as long as you get consecutive pulls. Big can use any number 6 card and turn it into an opportunity to land anywhere he wants. So if the Precious Stone is 3 spaces away and Big pulls a 6, he can stop at 3 instead of being forced to go the full 6 spaces. Gamma will become immune to minus ring spaces if he pulls a 4, 5, or a 6, so it's easier for him to hold on to his rings, which will later help at the end of the game when the ring emblem is given out. Chao doesn't have a special movement perk. Again, I would have chosen someone like Tikal. There isn't a whole lot that a random Chao can do. The point here is that even the selection of your character makes a difference in how you play the game. Even in battles where you earn Force Jewels or Precious Stones, each character has their own unique ability that if they pull a special card, that will help them in the fight. Sonic can roll a 1 through a 7. Tails and Knuckles can pull 2 more cards after using a special to help make sure they have enough power to beat the Nightmare. Amy will automatically use a 5 if she pulls a special. Big will be able to pull any other card, and that card will have +1 added to its strength. Gamma will have 2 cards appear that cycle 1 through 3, maxing out at 6, which is the highest possible enemy strength. And Supersonic will have a card appear that cycles 4 through 6, which is enough to beat just about any enemy. And Chao will sing. Normally that's already the Chao's attack, but using the special card will make it so that if Chao loses, no rings will be lost, so that's something, I guess. Now, is all of that more complicated than Mario Party? Absolutely, no question about it. But does that make it a bad game because there's more to think about than just rolling dice and winning games to get coins? In my opinion, the answer is no. When I play a game, I want to be engaged in what's happening. I want to be able to consider the moves of my opponent and strategize what my next move should be given the options available to me. Like many other real-life board games, seeing what your opponent does is crucial, and I find it very enjoyable to try and plan 2 steps ahead, making it more of a chess match than a game of checkers. I've played both Mario Party and Sonic Shuffle with friends, and I am willing to say that both games have their merits. But if I had to choose which one, I personally would choose Sonic Shuffle. Call it nostalgia if you want. Call it personal taste being different. You're absolutely right in that assessment. I'm sure that if I'd played Mario Party first before playing Sonic Shuffle, I'd probably like Mario Party more. But I didn't. I played Sonic Shuffle first, and to this day I enjoy Shuffle more than any Mario Party game. That's why I make the case that Shuffle on its own is not a bad game. It's just not a game you can just pick up and play and the game will gift you wins at random. There is a certain level of skill involved. You will need to play more of the game to get better at it and get the most out of it. But that's also the case with most games. Again, is it a perfect experience? Far from it. But so much of what I've seen where people aren't enjoying the game isn't because of the game itself. It's just that they're not understanding what the game is asking of them. I recently watched Super Nintendo 64 play a game of Sonic Shuffle on stream, and in the chat I was doing my best to try to guide Vinny to victory as he navigated the Firebird in single player. Admittedly, I probably got a little overzealous. My bad, Vinny. But as someone who spent years playing the game, I recognized what the best moves would have been in most situations. As someone without that much experience, Vinny didn't, and ultimately he lost to the computer tails via ring total. It was unfortunate because now he'll have to play the stage again, but at least now he'll know what he needs to do to come out on top. He will get better, and probably have more fun as a result, just like I did. If everything I've said still doesn't convince you that the game is better than what's been advertised, then I'll just leave you with this highlight reel from the games I played with my brother and friends. Enjoy, everyone!
Your super genius brother thought of this. Yours is the 4th one, I believe. Someone, you move your arrow. Okay, yeah. So.
Oh, wait. Does that mean I can also see everybody else's?
Hey! No! Restart. You're not doing that to me. So to counter this, there is a shuffle button in play, which you're supposed to mash to stop thieving little echidnas from stealing your stuff.
Yes, but you didn't push the button, so.
Because I was explaining, you snake, you're starting over.
No!
You don't do that to people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I make it, Buster. Nah! No! You're not doing it to me. I told you.
That means he wins, so he's gonna get it.
I think that might be Rain.
I was gonna say, no, it's me again. Are you kidding?
Poor Jay. I thought you were closer.
I'm getting loaded.
Void has arrived. Alright, time for me to try to get some rings out of this now.
Yes!
Crap. This is the best game ever.
I was worried this was gonna show up. Okay.
I have many years of experience playing this one.
Yes, so do I. That's what bothers me. I'm locking in. I refuse to give this guy his win. I absolutely refuse.
Why not? You gave it to me last time.
I gave it to you last time because we were testing. I didn't care. Now this has weight to it. Ah!
Yeah! I am still the best at this game.
I pushed X. My thumb slipped.
As the guardian of the Master Emeralds, it is my duty to make sure
shut up! That has nothing to do with this. Just pick your dang E and get us out of here. Ah!
Oh, an ambush, huh? Your funeral.
Okay, McCree, calm down.
I don't know why I'm suddenly so nervous. Oh, I got it. Okay.
Not
a transfire.
No, not the transfire. Don't you warp me.
Give me your rings.
No.
It happened again! Come on!
You got nothing to give.
It happened again!
Keep happening!
It happened again! You can't escape the roulette wheel! I hit him.
6 force march. Not particularly helpful for you right now. Unless you use it on yourself, I guess. Don't. No. Please. I need these.
Got him!
Fine. Never make that sound again. Attack!
Get him, boys!
Oh god, I'm getting jumped. I'm looping! Where? I need a pallet! I need a pallet, quick! Ah! Get away! Ah! No!
Yes!
Get him!
Uh-oh. Attack!
That's an accurate. Ah! Oh, right into us. Get him!
No.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I love the run animation. Ah!
Oh no.
Good
oh,
juke.
No.
Get him! Oh god, we're never catch. Wait, he screwed up.
I guess I did.
No! Oh, he got a head start. He clipped.
Oh, don't get greedy now.
Don't get greedy. Guys!
Because I have no rings.
No!
Win.
That means he wins.
No, don't. I wanted to hit. I went the wrong way. Get him! Oh, not. Dang it!
Hypnotize. I don't remember what that one does. To be honest.
Not off the top of my head, do I?
No more Big the Cat.
Big, big, big. Big! Yes!
Why? I keep getting him.
Oh no! Wait. Actually, this could be a good thing.
Gently pet the winged unicorn. Oh wait, it's going the
How
wrong
much
way.
further away can I go? I'm literally on the opposite side of the map.
I'm gonna ask you a favor, and please get Supersonic's rings.
What?
I need you to not have that many.
The guy who dueled me when I had nothing wants me to do him a favor?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, listen, the way that I see it, if we don't, he's gonna win by default, and it's not gonna matter. Or you could just take Rain because the poor guy.
I mean, it's not like I had a choice.
He has a point.
Can I have your rings, please?
No.
You can have mine.
I don't... Fine, whatever.
Again, the guy that wanted me to do him.
Right?
You really have to take my 2?
I might need that at this point.
Yeah, there's a 2 and a 3 on the board, and you take my only 2?
Yeah, and I have the only 3. I need this for the fight.
Buddy, I'm in last!
Ah! Oh, you bricked it!
Okay, perfect.
Oh, you're not so invincible, Supersonic.
And Jay and Rain has to use it because the Echidna has deemed it so. I'm just gonna say it right now. Switching with me is genuinely your worst option.
Well,
boy, Jay is just like the king of the roulette today.
Am I?
Yes, because you keep hitting it.
I'm in last.
Gamma got a transfire. That's a very dangerous thing. And I am magnified, so he's more than likely going to get my rings.
Why did it? Wow. There was like no delay on that stop.
Is it grilled, roasted, toasted, whatever you want to say?
Burnt. Show me big. I can't with this.
If I didn't have frozen grapes on my counter right now, I would be driving to South Florida to kill all of you.
What did I do? Okay, so I have a 50% chance to land on Knuckles or a 50% chance to land on Phoenix, which is actually a 100% chance.
Yeah, let's not pretend like this wasn't coded. Let's not act like this isn't, it's written in the code. It's written in the code.
How?
So what did Sonic try before? I guess I need to try the opposite.
Do you even remember what I tried, genuinely?
As far as I'm aware, these guys don't mind being touched here.
Pause.
Pause. No, that's not a pause in, like, actually pause. That's a pause in, what did he say?
What?
See? Even the unicorn disapproves of what you just said.
You were the one who made it dirty. I didn't mean anything by it.
A one
force march.
Are you seriously just going for thievery? No, not again. Poor chicken. Get back. Oh my god, are you kidding me? And it's so many. Rain, can you do this?
7 places, so no.
Yes, you can. Take my S. The first one.
That is
roll the roulette.
The fact that
roll
you're
the roulette. Roll the roulette and land on the S. That's not an S. That is single-handedly the worst option you could have landed on.
Doesn't matter anymore. Nothing really matters.
Yeah, good luck. Oh my
Big
god.
the cat.
It's not.
Again.
It's not possible. It's genuinely not possible.
No, it is.
It is.
It's very possible.
Stop and go.
And this time we're doing it proper. Well, I guess we're gonna find out if that stick drift is still on you. No!
Oh no!
Oh god! Well, it's up to Rain.
I saw you keep going, and my
I
brain
know.
was like, can't stop.
Stop moving! Gotta go! That's what I did.
Oh, he moved!
He did move. He did move.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
Wow.
I panicked.
You made me panic!
No! Well, that means that you win, right? All you have to do is just not die.
I've never seen that. Cool guys don't look at the explosion.
At this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I can keep my ring total.
It's not possible. I swear up and down, this isn't possible.
We are watching it happen. Do not tell me it's impossible.
I know we're watching it happen, but I'm like, it's incredible. I'm gonna have to make a compilation of how many times that stupid thing has hit you.
Yep.
He's gonna make sure he wins.
This is a mistake. I'm actually I'm freezing up. Okay, wait. The nurse. My hands. My hands aren't on the controller, guys.
Come on, mess it up!
I didn't even do it! It did it for me!
Are you serious?
Yes!
You trusted in the heart of the cards and won.
Apparently, I didn't do anything. It just said, "Okay, you're taking too long. Go."
Surprise Yu-Gi-Oh?
Genuinely, genuinely, my arms, I could feel the nerves in my arms acting up, because I'm like, this is a mistake. I forgot that's a 4, 5, or 6 option there. And it just landed.
Anti-gravity surfing!
Yeah, because this is totally how this would work. There's not enough wax on the planet for this. No! What?
Yes!
Come on!
Echidna power, baby!
Rubbish! I was in front of you!
No, you weren't.
I was further in on the wave!
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was! I was literally
weren't.
tiptoeing on the edge of the foam!
You were not closer than me. Oh, poor Jay. Yes!
I'm so mad about that. I should have had that. Easy. Easy. I had to sabotage you and you still won. You stole all of Jay's rings.
Thanks for helping me.
The duels! I forgot about those! I would have lost anyway. Well, now I'm less mad. Now I'm just annoyed. So you backstabbed Jay twice to win this.
What backstab? We were never allies.
No. But like,
I ended with 8 coins.
Let's review. You stole all of his rings, and you beat him in that one duel for no reason, which secured you the win. You literally just saw Jay and went, "Ooh, sustenance."
For the record, I just hit 7 on the special card. I did not intend to hit Jay.
There's not a... There's nothing in this world that could convince me that that statement that you just said is true.
1000% true, and God knows it. I was not aiming for you. It just happened that way.
I don't know. I think at the pearly gates we're gonna have some talking.
Nope. Listen, God's gonna have a lot to say to me, but you know what? That's not one of them.
He's gonna be like, "You remember that time? You know what you did."
So I hope you enjoyed this little deep dive into Sonic Shuffle. If you did like this video, leave a like on it, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and then watch another video because that's how the algorithm knows that my videos are worth watching. Until then, see you all next time.